All right, guys, we are here. It is the final day of the college basketball season. We've got the NCAA Championship tonight. Probably a game not a ton of people saw coming. We got Kansas and North Carolina tipping off in a little under an hour here.
Let's hope.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, first of all, let's get this out of the way. That start time is absolutely
It's
ridiculous.
unreal. I guess they are catering to the West Coast in a way, but even at that, like the East Coast, the game's not going to start till almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that is
Like, let me say, it says what 8:30 on the thing.
Yeah, I think 8:20 is the official.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
There's no way.
That's absurd. I mean, what are we doing? Especially, I mean, I get like Kansas Central Time Zone, and I get you want to cater to the West, but like, come on, that's so late. But
Well, let's first get into a little bit of the lead up to this. The Final Four.
Yep.
We had Duke losing to UNC. Coach K, his career is over. Maybe we'll see.
No, it's over.
We'll see. I mean, he'll still be around. Roy Williams is still around, so you'd think he would be around. But what were your thoughts on the Duke North Carolina game? Do you think that you do think, what you're betting? Do you think that was like a national championship game in a way?
Absolutely. I mean, we could get into coach talk here as deep as we wanted to go, but like the fact of the matter is Duke didn't take advantage of what they needed to late in the game. They didn't make their free throws, and UNC stepped up and did. And Duke had some really boneheaded plays. I mean, you saw one of the best, if not the best, freshman in the country in Paolo, saving the ball under the other team's basket, which is something that coaches probably taught us when we were in fifth grade.
Yeah.
And throws it right to North Carolina for an easy bucket.
And for anyone that's wondering how that happens, it's because if you think about it, that is the most pressure moment of that kid's career.
100%.
And I know, yes, you go through all you can't do that for your whole life. That's not what you are supposed to do in basketball. But in that moment, you're like, oh, I need to save this ball. Maybe I could be a hero.
Play. Yeah, exactly. But no, I thought that North Carolina, I mean, they're the hottest team in the country right now. I mean, for crying out loud, they're an 8 seed with a first-year coach, and they're about to tip off in 40 minutes to play for a national championship. And it was a phenomenal game. And I think tonight, we'll talk about it in a little bit. I think tonight's going to be a good game, but I don't know if we're going to see the insane craziness that we saw in that Duke Carolina game.
Well, let's go to the other game, Kansas Villanova. I think Kansas, not anything they did wrong, but I think of all the Final Four teams, they had the easiest road there.
Right.
And then they got Villanova when their best player was one of their best players towards Achilles. But I mean, that's not. I mean, anything you can do about it. They played Miami. Who else? They played some other team that had their center out. But you play who you play, and they're here. They won the games. You could say a lot for a lot of other teams that didn't play very good teams, but they're not here.
Yeah, in the same breath, I mean, North Carolina had a pretty easy route too. I mean,
yeah. Well, they played Duke. They got to play St. Peter's in a way. But hey, they played who they played.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was just kind of like, I think if you really do look at it, they did have like an easier route. But like you said, they could have lost at any point. They could have lost to Miami. They could have lost to any team. What has it been? 14 years since Kansas won a national championship?
When they beat Memphis in overtime.
Does that still count? That never got taken away, did it?
No, it was Memphis.
The team they played.
Yeah,
okay,
it was Memphis that was found with old Derrick Rose.
So I was watching a little bit of a pregame or whatever this afternoon, and they were saying that Kansas is actually going to most likely get in trouble with the NCAA for stuff that happened before the NIL deals, and how this game is so big for them because who knows what the next few years are going to be like.
Well, not even, I mean, you add that in, but it's also the fact of how crazy college basketball is. And Kansas has been a perennial, I mean, they're a blue blood at the end of the day, and they haven't won a national title since 2008. I mean, you never know when you're going to get there. And I mean, look at Mark Few, who's been, running things amazingly out at Gonzaga for 2 decades now, and still doesn't have a title. You don't know when you're going to get your next.
Oh yeah, you never know when you're going, especially this in the tournament like this. It's so crazy that the Final Four was what it was.
Yeah,
I mean that's North Carolina is an 8 seed, but really and truthfully, they're not an 8 seed. They play tough conference, tough schedule. I mean, really and truthfully, they would have been. What if St. Peter's would have somehow got to the Final Four?
That would have been insane.
I still can't wrap my head around how that happened.
Yeah.
Of all the things that have gone on in this tournament, I cannot get how they got to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Nothing against them,
but a 15 seed.
They're 15 seed. North Carolina showed you what a team should do. But like I said, Cinderella stories are awesome
right.
too.
And I mean, they lose, or they beat, one of, I think, probably a top, 15 team in the country in Purdue just to get to that game. And, just the kind of fact they, gutted it out. And then not to mention that they beat Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky was a ton of people's picks going into it. And, it's just been a crazy tournament that we're going to see capped off tonight. Do I think it's the two best teams in college basketball this season? No, I do
technically, not. If you want to say what it all is, technically from start to finish of the roster, Duke was the best team probably in college basketball.
Talent top to bottom. I mean,
but that just shows you
Kentucky, I think, could also make an
argument.
Coach
K screwed it all up.
No, I disagree there. I will disagree with you on that aspect. But North Carolina is just doing what they have to lately, and they've been getting the job done. I mean, they're tough, and this I hope that they're going to continue. I think I said this on the podcast last week. I hope that Saturday night was not North Carolina's Super Bowl, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look at because that is a game from Duke or UNC. They don't want to lose that game.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to live it down.
Exactly.
I mean, when the next time you're going – yes, you can win as many games as you want in the regular season. This is the Final Four, and when are you ever going to get an opportunity like that again to play your rivals in that moment? Coach K's last game, whatever you think about Coach K, it's still the last game you're ever going to play is your last regular season game. You lost to UNC in your last
the last home.
Yeah, last game in general was a loss against UNC.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, man. I think we got two good teams, but the fact that is this the two best teams? No, but we're gonna find out. Kansas has kind of been flying under the radar this year, and I know they've been ranked in the top 10. But I mean, if you go back 2 months, I mean, you're not going to find many people who are going to be like, yeah, Kansas is going to win it all. But they're just getting it done right now. Obagi is just a monster. They're playing. People say North Carolina is playing the best in the country, but Kansas since about mid-January has been incredible. I mean, their record is 33-6. Let's not forget that. So I think we're in tune here for a big game. Their losses this year, going back, they lost to Dayton, who Dayton was tough at the beginning, didn't end up making the tournament. They lose at Texas Tech, who is a tournament team. They lose at to Kentucky. So they've got the games there, and it's just I'm excited for what we might.
Oh wait, we have a guest coming in here. We got Maddie. What's up, Maddie?
Let's go, boys. What's going on?
Oh, just got done trashing North Carolina, so you're here.
Yeah, it's pretty much your style, I would assume. So
yeah, you know how it works.
Well, what's going on?
How confident are we in the Tar Heels tonight?
Say 60-40 in favor of the Heels. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Okay. I brought this up before you hopped on. Would you agree to this statement? I don't think these are the two best teams in college basketball this year, but these are most certainly I think it's silly to even, say it like this, but they're the two hottest teams in the sport of college hoops right now. Is that fair to say?
Definitely. I think that's pretty obvious, at least from Carolina's perspective. The one thing being a little bias in this one, I do think Kansas not being necessarily tested in the tournament as much, I think is a factor. They haven't had that, moment where they've been up against the wall, kind of like Carolina had against UCLA. Kind of got tested against Baylor. They had the big lead and then the meltdown and kind of, obviously had the big test there. And then the Duke game, the only thing I was worried on the flip side is a little bit of a letdown. Just like you blow so much energy, you blow so much focus on beating that one team. And that one game, it's, you hope that it doesn't linger for another 48 hours. But, It's pretty
No,
easy to say that I don't think anybody's going to have a problem getting up for a national title game. So.
I think that's fair. One of the points I brought up is I hope that this isn't North Carolina looked at Saturday as their Super Bowl, and that the job is not done. But when you're dealing with kids 18 to 23, you don't know, and it's been such a storied season between.
Hey, Boomy, who did Green Bay beat in the NFC title game when they went to when they won the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh?
It was the Bears.
Okay, so they beat their rival in a semifinal type atmosphere and didn't have that letdown either.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I do think that there's something to be said about professional athletes compared to 2018, 19.
These guys are getting paid as much anyway. Come on.
Yeah, that's you don't make a bad point there.
I think as much as anything, maybe not the professional, it's the age factor. I mean, it's fucking 18, 19-year-old kids at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, you worry about that catching up, but they've all been tested. They've all been playing on these big stages for so long that, I don't know. Should be a good game. Hope we get a lot of points too, Zach.
Yeah, I definitely need that. Let's go into the picks, though, right now. I will pull them up. I have them at the bottom here. I'll go into mine first. UNC money line. I got over 153.5. I also have 151.5 in a different parlay, but we'll go into the props in a little bit here. Boomy, what you got?
I've got a future on Kansas. I put it in probably mid-February, early February. So I had to take Kansas money line, Dublin, or I'm not Kansas money line. I'm sorry, Kansas -4. I do worry about the aspect of, like I said, this being kind of a letdown spot, and I want to I'm riding on Kansas. That future has just kind of pushed me into that, and I think that it's easy to get up for the Duke game, but to turn around and have to do it all again 48 hours later against Kansas, I think is a little different animal. So I'm taking Kansas -4, but I also have a future there on the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I just feel like that team is really good. UNC. I understand what you're saying is that was like their Super Bowl, whatever, but it wasn't like it was yesterday. It was 2 days ago. They had a day off. They're 19, 20-year-old kids. I think they're going to be up for this game. And if they can't get up for this game, I don't know what game.
Yeah, maybe you don't need to be playing basketball.
Maddie, what you got?
I got some couple Carolina futures I put in early November, like November 3rd, November 4th. So got a couple there that I've been sitting on, +4, over 50, 153. And then I threw a couple parlays and a couple props out too. So
let's pull.
Had to get a little extra action on top of the emotional investment in this one.
Of course. Matt, question as far as like the coaching experience goes. Hubert Davis, obviously, he's in his first going up against himself and been there a million times. Does that aspect of the first year coach going in against a guy who's this is not his first rodeo, does that worry you as a Carolina fan?
Not really. I mean, Hubert Davis has been around these players. He's been around this team for basically a decade at this point. He recruited most of these guys. That's why I kind of think it's funny. Like, a lot of people make the critique that he's winning with Roy Williams players. Like, this guy has as much to do with recruiting these guys as Roy Williams ever did. That's for sure. The X's and O's perspective, I don't think he's been out coached in the tournament. I don't think he's going to be out coached here. If he is, so be it. I think Bill Self's a great coach. I think X's and O's probably isn't necessarily as I wouldn't say he's known as like some brilliant tactician.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he takes talent and molds it together, gets a phenomenal lineup of a mixture of players and gets them to play well together as much as anything. That's where he succeeds. Like he gets such, talented guys top to bottom that his struggle is, figuring out how to use them.
Well, like we were kind of saying before you came on, that Kansas is at some point going to have some kind of penalty for whatever. I don't know. It happened before the NIL.
That's the other thing. You got the karma factor to play too. Does the NCAA want to strip a title from somebody? It's like, hey, maybe Carolina gets a little urging from the higher powers. So to say.
That, and if you're Kansas, you're like, if I want to win one soon, it's gonna probably have to be this year because either maybe they won't be allowed in the tournament or they're gonna have less scholarships. Something's gonna happen where it's gonna be a little bit tougher over the next few years.
Yeah, it's never out of the question. Sounds like a pretty sketchy situation they're involved in, but yeah, it's I don't know. We'll see what happens. It is what I mean. At this point, guys can be paid, so it's like, what does it matter now? It's like
now, but I guess it was before everything.
Punish kids in 2023 for shit that happened in 2015. You know what I mean? Like, it's like some of that is just like antiquated at this point.
Welcome to the NCAA.
Yeah,
a valid point.
But yeah, I have a parlay with UNC plus 4.5, Manic over 17.5 points, and Manic 25 plus points plus rebounds. Boomy, what you got?
for props wise, I have
You have
I got Abaji over
16.5 points.
16.5, and I took Baycott under 15.5. That kind of just plays in with my my theory of Kansas covering 4, and I think that I don't know 100% if Baycott's healthy, so I'm kind of banking on that as well.
It's gonna be a tough game for him, but I think that he'll be all right. Maddie, what you have a big parlay?
Yeah, I threw let's see, it was Manic over
RJ Davis.
Yes, Manic over Manic 2 threes, RJ Davis 1 3, and Carolina Justin plus 10.5. So I played that parlay, and then I played Manic over 2.5 threes. It's up to like minus 150 now. I took it yesterday at minus 125 because he was on Saturday. He was minus 150 against Duke. So I saw that come out yesterday when the props came out, and then Manic was pretty heavily discounted from the day before. He hit that one right pretty early in the second half with 3 quick ones to kind of begin the half, and just kind of couldn't avoid that one.
I am.
Plus, he's got the Big 12 effect too. He's played against Kansas. Hopefully, there's a little bit of animosity going back at them too from his Big 12 days at Oklahoma.
I was gonna say he was at Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, he was a 4-year player there.
And whatever happens, we need the over.
Need the over. Yep, I agree.
I need. What do we think?
I do that one. I don't feel great about at this point. No,
How many points do you need to have?
I took 153.
Oof.
And it's gone down. I think it's down to 151
at halftime.
Oh,
you need about 70.
I'm fine with 75-ish, 70 to 75. I think you can play with.
Why is this game so late, Matt? Why is this game so late?
I don't know. Build my anxiety, I guess.
You know what I mean?
Make it a little more stressful.
Is unreal.
Yeah. Plus, I think they have like an extra 5-minute halftime too. So
it's not going to start. It's not going to start when it's supposed to. No chance.
No, you got to get the stroke fest. I'm sure they'll have a Coach K commemorative
he'll
video
be
to tip off the game too, and
he'll be there.
So yeah, that'll be great.
Speaking of that, man, we haven't spoke since the UNC win over Duke. What did you think of when Baycott's trying to have an interview with a reporter, and in the middle of it, Coach K just comes up and has to, can we not wait a second? Can we not wait 2 minutes?
I got a camera over there. I gotta go get in front of real quick. Hang on, boys.
Dude, let's wait a second here.
Let me rub Baycott's belly and tell him how great he is, and
Chesky. He can interrupt
and he probably probably tried
Whatever.
stepping on his foot on the way out too.
Yeah, I probably did try. Like, gave him a little extra nudge, a little kick.
Unbelievable. Happy that is over with. But like I said, we'll probably see something tonight. But you got UNC, I got UNC. Boomy's
gonna always go against me. It doesn't matter what happens. So.
And I didn't say it, but I didn't have it on the board, but I might have to take the under now just to be.
Well, the funny part is you both have. Don't you dare do that. You both have futures on different things.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I did have a Kentucky one that I already lost a couple weeks ago.
What did he say?
Look, I want to see. You can. Oh, look at this.
Oh, give me a break.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
There's plenty of places you can go to get your Coach K love. All right, don't come here.
Oh, I'm fighting the good fight over here.
So if you just figured out, if you send us a comment in, we can now put it up there.
Yeah, Nick, I'm standing strong over here, man.
That's awfully dangerous too. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, 100%. But no, I think that
We got another guy. Timmy.
What is going on here?
Oh, we got
Nate,
Coach
what time's the third, fourth place game tonight?
That would be kind of cool.
That
honestly.
would-
Yeah,
that
they used to.
Before,
yeah, that was the thing until like the 60s or 70s.
I
something
think it was even into the 80s at one point. I think it was like early 80s. It still was.
and you gotta take the over in that game.
Oh, there's no defense. No defense in a game like that.
It had to be 180.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't see that one staying anything close to an under.
Matt, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate on your guys' side. Matt, I'm looking at at North Carolina's season. And to be honest, outside of Pitt, they don't have any really bad losses. I mean, we're looking at Purdue, Tennessee, both.
Pitt was a horrid loss. The Purdue and Tennessee were back to back in like one of those like the preseason, like I shouldn't say like the early season tournament,
It was November 16th and November 20th and November 21st.
Yeah, they hung with Purdue and they got kind of dragged by Tennessee.
Yeah, it ended up being 17, but I mean Tennessee, both those tournament teams, Kentucky, they kind of got trounced by, but that was early.
Kentucky destroyed them.
Yes. Notre Dame, another tournament team. Miami, Wake Forest. Wake Forest was on the bubble, but Miami was in the tournament.
Hey Nick, I have a little bit of an update for you. That's not possible.
Yeah, I think we're out of luck on that one, Nick.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible. But hey, if there was a bet on that, I would love it. It'd probably be like plus
$3 billion.
3 billion.
Yeah. Nick's just saying that because Nick shout out to Nick though. He may be
He's gonna win, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Who
I gotta
has
double check. Someone might have Kansas.
someone does.
I can't remember off the top of my head. So Nick will probably have
We can.
never say never. Yeah, I think barring something insane happening. But no, man, I mean their losses, like I said, outside of Pitt, who was just god awful this year. I mean, all tournament teams, for the most part. I should say it this way: they're not, the limelight of the NCAA tournament. Playing against good teams is not something new to this Tar Heels team.
He also doesn't like Bill Self or North Carolina.
Nick, oh yeah, you think Nick's a diehard Illinois fan who
That's too bad.
really despises Bill Self, I would assume. So
Yeah, I would despise teams that make it past the first weekend too.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
Boomy will not stand up for Illinois because
I'm not the biggest Illinois fan.
no.
I'm not an Illinois guy at all, so that's.
I can't even say much because I'm a Huskies fan, but like,
Well, that's different though. That's two different levels,
exactly.
pretty much.
It's like
Super Bowl
yeah,
is
I'm a Western Michigan fan too, but
So it's
them
like,
making the tournaments once a blue moon.
that Mac.
there's a difference.
Yes, there's the M.
I didn't realize that because the
Yeah,
whole time.
Metro Atlantic or something, right?
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
That's where Peters. That's the conference St. Peters won.
Yeah, that's what he was. And the real MAC, the true MAC, is the Mid American Conference.
That's
I
right.
think Metro Atlantic.
This
should be
guy
forced-
Might be the fourth best football conference out there.
We're getting a little chippy here.
Oh, give me a break. I'm not even gonna get into this. I'm not even gonna get into this. I don't need to prove myself at this point.
You got bigger.
No.
You have bigger things to worry about tonight, Matt.
Yeah, come on, get Brad Underwood on the recruiting trail. All right, come on.
So,
Yeah,
Maddie,
you got a lot to fill there.
Maddie, you got any final thoughts for us here on North
Or
Carolina?
prediction.
No, anxiety's high. Confidence is dwindling. Alcohol is somewhere up towards the top of that mix as well. So it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully get a lot of points and hopefully get a little Carolina win. That's about all I can ask for.
I think that's a fair thing to ask for. I don't think that's.
I don't care how you get it. Make it ugly. Do what you got to do.
Let's just get a lot of points, though. Don't forget that.
Plus, it's always be fun. Win as an 8 seed. That's kind of
Yeah,
sweet.
absolutely.
Which, yeah, they're not really an 8 seed, is what I think.
They were a hot 8 seed.
They were a very high
Yeah.
seed. That is true.
I mean, this is a team like 2 weeks before the Duke game at Cameron. They were like a bubble team. So, what's Nick saying? I can see your guys' smile. Here we go.
Terrible at hiding it.
He recruited them all. Get out of here. Just
That
like
was
Bruce
so funny
Weber.
that you could tell that we were
Just like Bruce Weber did with
that is true.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill Self. That's why they were like Bill Self.
At least Hubert Davis recruited them.
Oh,
But all right, boys, I'm gonna bounce. I'm getting a little antsy here, and Nick's getting me all fired up. So
You gotta love it.
all right. See you, boys. See you, Nick. Take care.
See ya.
All right, so we're 20 minutes away from tip-off, Zach. Do you think I don't mean this question in a rude way. Did you take?
It's never a good way to start something.
Did you take Carolina because it's the trendy pick right now, or do you truly think that
I
they're
truly
good
think
enough
that
to
they
beat
are
Kansas?
a very good team. They can score from anywhere. They can shoot a three. They can go down low. I know Baycott may be hurt, but if he's even 80% or so, he's the biggest guy out there.
Yeah.
And like I said, in a way, I did also look at how you have to, whatever they won, but you have to realize that they had a pretty easy route. Not saying they had the easiest route, and like you said, they got to win, but that factors into it.
Well, and you also have to factor in, the fact that like they are the hottest team in college basketball.
And whatever you want to say, yes, it was their Super Bowl, but they also beat Duke at Duke and still went on to get to the national championship. Like it's not like they just give up after they win big games. Like they've won big games before.
So since that first Duke loss on February 5th, they have lost 2 games, and we talked about the one to Pitt. Pitt was atrocious this year. Pitt finished 11-21, had a horrible season. And then they lose to Virginia Tech in the conference tournament. Outside of that, I mean, Virginia Tech was also hot coming in, and they clipped North Carolina there. But, I mean, we're talking since November 5th, they've lost 2 games, and it was probably against 2 teams that they could have and should have beaten.
And that's something else you look at in the Duke-UNC rivalry, that, like, Hubert Davis is going to a national championship on his first year.
Yeah.
Unless John Shire goes to a national championship in his first year, that's always I mean, I'm not even saying that's just how rivalries go. Like that's what's going to be held over their heads. And I think really truthfully, Saturday night is a Duke's fans' worst nightmare.
Oh, absolutely.
It couldn't have gone worse.
I couldn't agree more on that aspect.
Because those guys aren't going to be back.
Right. If you go to the Final Four in Coach K's final year and you get clipped by Villanova,
anyone else,
Purdue, or
literally anybody else,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter as much. I mean, it's still not. I mean, that team was amazing,
right?
And they're not going to have that team next year. They're going to have John Shire, the coach, because Banchero is going to the NBA. I bet you about 3 of those guys are most likely going. And that's just shows you how good they were this season.
Exactly.
And like I said, I'm just hoping for not to have a hangover. And the only thing is that, like, this is just, it's a huge event.
Oh.
Like, this is in the middle of the Superdome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is the Superdome. Yeah, this is an 80,000 person
so many people there. Yes, they both played there the other night, but, like, this is another level.
Yeah, it's taken the game to a new level for sure.
I don't think that's true. They talk about it a lot.
Yeah, Nick, I'm with you. I sit here and I protect Coach K from these animals.
Like he cares, like he doesn't even know you.
But ESPN, they make sure they get their jabs or their stories in.
They do. Well, they did it before the game the other night. They had a whole video. It's like,
but like, let's be honest though about it. Like, Coach K deserves a lot of the butt kissing that he gets from a lot. I mean, the guy coached at a very high level for 40 seasons. I think that I completely understand why a lot of people don't like him, and it's hard to defend.
Well, if you're in that position, you're going to be disliked by a lot of people. I mean, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
If he was out here making everybody happy and pleasing everybody, he probably wouldn't be or have the success that he did, right? Because it seems to go one way or the other. Either everybody loves you and you're,
Have we found out, is Michael Jordan there?
He'd have to. I would assume he'd have. I mean, Eric Church is there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, after that whole debacle.
He usually doesn't have concerts on Monday nights.
I don't know if that's true.
Is he coming out? Oh, that was the other night. I was like, wait a minute.
All right, so final prediction. You got a final score for me? You want me to start?
I'm going to go 80. 84-78.
84-78 in favor of the Tar Heels.
That works in my favor, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I'm going to go Kansas just for your sake and yours and Matt's sakes. I will take the over with you. I'm going to go Kansas 80. Nope, that's not going to work. It'll have to be Kansas 83 and
Well, we have a good question here after this.
North Carolina 75. 83-75. That gets you to your number.
Yeah, we need the over. It's Aaron Rodgers for sure. I mean, Coach K is never.
Imagine just hating greatness as much as you do.
Well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't hate him if he was on any other team.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Where I feel
well,
like
I mean, if he was in the Vikings or Lions, I guess, but
Yeah.
he probably wouldn't be. He might be more successful.
That is a
He might
good
have more than one Super Bowl.
Oh, I doubt that.
You never know.
You don't know much about the Vikings and Lions history, do you?
I do. I've played them a lot.
No, I'm saying their history when it comes to Super Bowls.
Oh, well.
It's not,
Have they ever won one?
The Vikings?
Yeah.
No.
And neither have the Lions.
I don't believe so.
At least the Bears
They probably won like the NFL championship game in 1937. But
Pat's got a question for you.
let's hear. Okay, Pat. I have been on a huge hat kick lately.
Pat, with the amount of money he spends on hats, he has to get him in the rotation.
Yeah,
It's his only way of his wife. He can go home to his wife and say, "This is why I bought the hat." Is because
the
live shows or
Pat,
the shows.
I like that. Zach, I'm gonna write that down. Pat, you know my dad, and we own a ton of T-shirts. And
you know why?
hats.
Because it matches the shirt.
That's exactly. I've got a couple T-shirts like this. I
Oh,
like the hat.
Another question for Chance.
pink
Rapid
underwear.
questions.
When am I cutting the hair? May 22nd, I believe, is the day that I'm cutting the hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm buzzing it on our last day of school.
You're going
Bald.
I did not know. This is.
Yep.
I just realized this.
Yeah, it's 3.5 years of hard work
wow.
and dedication. So
That's crazy. Are you
Yeah.
doing like a.
we're doing it we're doing like a raffle for the kids throughout the end of the school year. And then I'm gonna pick 10 names out of
That's
their
gonna be
raffle
crazy.
tickets, so they get to.
That's big news.
Yeah. Well, maybe not completely bald. I might be trying to do something with sports clips, where they can put it into pigtails, and then they cut it, and then I'll have a girl.
I'd rather you have long hair.
We'll see. We'll see.
Nick, you should have seen him when him and his buddy back in the day had this great idea to literally get bald.
In our
bald
defense,
to the all the way down.
There,
And he does not have a head for it.
No, dude. The top of my head looks like the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
We had this great idea. We were 19. And my buddy's mom had passed away from cancer, and we decided to shave, take the razors.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, you were there, and it was not pretty. And it's something I have done it one other time, not with razors, but I had a clip on the clippers break and fall off, and it gouged my head, so I had to go, no guard on that. So it's not a great look.
So let's to break it down here. I got UNC money line spread. You got Kansas spread. Yep. I got the over 53.5, and you got a future on Kansas.
Yep, future on Kansas. I need Kansas big tonight, and then I've also got if the game goes the way I'm planning on it, then my props should hit. I've got Abaji over 16.5 and Baycott under 15.5. So, or no, the other way around. I think on the numbers.
And then the props, I have a parlay with UNC plus 4.5. That's where the plus 4.5 came in at. Brady Manic over 17.5 points, and then 25 plus points from Brady Manic points and rebounds parlay. If you do DraftKings or whatever, the same game parlays, they're always fun around this time. And I also have what is it? I think it's it's over 151.5, and then 2.5 assists by Braun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a Stephen Shea pick.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is when you want to do the props.
Yo, 100%.
And then Boomy, do you remember what you have
for props?
Yeah, you mean?
No, it's Abaji over, I believe,
16.5
and Baycott under 15.5 is what I need. And if, like I said, I feel if Kansas -4.5 hits, then that's got a good shot to hit those. So excited for tonight. This is one of the outside of the first 2 days of the tournament. This is probably my third favorite day of the year. I love college hoops, and
Just be ready for some coffee in the morning. It's gonna be a late night. This is not gonna be a quick game. Let's just say that halftime is gonna make people mad.
Yeah, and if you need some coffee tomorrow, make sure you head over to Connect Roasters. Me and Zach were just out there on Saturday. I mean, if you like coffee, you owe it to yourself to try their coffee. It is made with care. It's packaged with care. It's roasted with care.
Oh yeah, we got to see the whole process. We saw the whole process.
Phenomenal coffee.
Yeah, we'll even have a little video out here in the next few days about it. With there's a video we have of like the beans.
Yeah, they're actually seeds. We learned that on
seeds
Saturday.
turn to beans.
No, they're still not beans.
Okay, sorry,
they're not in the bean family.
They came out of the roaster, just unbelievable smell. It was an unbelievable moment. We had a great time.
We did have a great time.
Let's see.
Have a good time on Connect Roasters.
I'm waiting for Pigoy's picks to come up here at the bottom so I can see them because I have not gave out his props. He has Caleb Love +405 and Abaji +130 most outstanding players of the games. Do they have a bet for who gets Jim Nance's tie?
I don't think anybody put that out, but
also let's see here. Pigoy has Kansas -4.5 and the over 151.5.
All right.
So we all need the over,
which means go bet the under right now because all four of us have the over.
No, you don't have the over.
Well, I joined in with you.
Whoa! We have comments. I'm so sorry. Kansas 85-80. I'll take that.
I don't hate that, Nick. NC +4. All right. Matt brought one of the believers.
Let's go.
Over, so
I love it.
Solidarity there.
Let's go. Like we'll be doing a few more of these Facebook Lives. It's kind of cool how we can just pull this. Honestly, we just found out that could happen.
Yeah.
We did not realize that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you could rewind this tape back and see the amazement on our face.
I really did. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Well, you talked with Maddie this morning. That he got told, hey, UNC +4.5.
Inside tip.
Well, Maddie's gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not really a fair inside tip, but an inside tip regardless.
Listen, I hope everyone enjoys the game tonight. It should be a good game. Let's hope it's a good game.
Yes.
That's all we hope for is a good game. You never want a national championship, Super Bowl, anything like that. You don't want it to be get out of hand.
Yeah, let's make it interesting. Make it one we're gonna remember.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean,
is that too much to ask for?
Well,
I don't think so.
It's got a lot to live up to from the last game, the Duke UNC game. But let's hope it does. You got just 4. So he's got 4. I don't even know, Nick, did you bet on this game? He was just throwing out. Oh, he's got a lot of money on the bracket.
Nick needs some brackets.
So who does he need to?
Let me pull it up here real quick.
Right, this is what we'll do.
I believe Nick had Gonzaga winning it. But
the last thing we'll do, I think he had Duke winning it. The last thing we'll do is we'll have an update on the TCF March Madness.
Nick probably should be cheering for North Carolina if I had to guess, because the guy in third place has Kansas winning it. So,
and do we know what he'll win?
No.
So,
sorry, I haven't done that. Thanks for putting me on the spot, dude.
That's what I'm here to do. But thank you to
it'll be a couple $100.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it's actually we had quite a bit of people.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing well, and I didn't. My dad beat me, so that's.
I gave your dad a very hard time at the beginning.
Yeah, and he's in 7th place.
He's in 7th place. I'm in 22nd.
Hey, we have a question. Did Pat have the worst score in the TCF March Madness?
No. Shout out Sally Vola with the worst score.
No, there's no one below her.
No, that was an unfilled out bracket.
Oh, okay.
No, Sal had her.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's Sal.
Sally Vola.
Oh, that's our buddy Sal.
That's our buddy Sal. No, he is firmly in last place. Behind Addison.
That was my fault for just assuming.
Yeah.
They said Sally. It sounded like you said Sally. Well, you said Sally. Sally, what you said, but that's not what I.
Also,
if I would have known, then I knew what I knew. Now I know.
Evan Carroll, 38th out of 43.
Let's not be
No,
ragging on
Packenham,
people here.
38th.
You want just
I mean, we could do this. I don't
No,
know
we're
who
not gonna do
person
this.
Is, but
but thank you to everyone who watched on YouTube or Facebook the TCF NCAA title pregame. They're announcing the players right now. I still don't think the game is going to start exactly right away, but it might start at 8:20.
that might be a hard out.
Let's hope. Again, thank you to everyone who commented, watched, listened. We're probably going to put this out on YouTube. Well, it's already on YouTube.
Yep.
So that actually makes life easier for us. Anything else?
Let's just have a great game.
Let's go UNC.
Let's have some fun tonight.
Let's go UNC.
Points.
Let's go. Oh, wait. Follow us at @typical_Chicago on Twitter. See at the bottom there at TCF, at Boomy TCF. Go to Facebook, which if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you like the page, follow the page for all of our updates. Or if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube page. And then if you're on Instagram, make sure you're following the page. We're always just putting up stuff about the White Sox, Cubs.
Yeah. Opening day here in a couple days.
Oh,
so
gotta
lots
love
of
that.
information.
We'll have a podcast out here in the next few days before opening day, which is Thursday.
Let's go.
Again, this has been the TCF NCAA title pregame. We love you all.
Peace.